When you open your eyes each morning, the very first words that should rise from your heart are, "I am blessed." This simple line carries a deep spiritual truth. It's not about ignoring your struggles or pretending that life is perfect. It's about recognizing that even in the midst of difficulties, God's hand is upon you. Each new day is a gift, a divine opportunity to begin again, to grow, to forgive, to love, and to hope. The breath in your lungs, the beating of your heart, the sunlight that warms your skin, all of these are silent reminders that you are living under God's grace. When you say, "I am blessed," you are not counting possessions, you are counting grace. You are affirming that God is working in your life in ways seen and unseen. Sometimes His blessings come as peace in your heart, sometimes as strength in your trials, and sometimes as people who support and love you when you need it most. This awareness transforms your mindset. Gratitude shifts your focus from what is missing to what is present, from what went wrong to what is right, from worry to worship. To wake up and declare, "I am blessed," is to invite light into your day. It helps you begin your morning with joy rather than anxiety. It teaches your heart to look for goodness even in small things. A kind word, a shared smile, a quiet moment with God. This line becomes your spiritual armor, protecting your peace and reminding you that every blessing, big or small, flows from His love. And when you live with this awareness, you begin to radiate that same blessing to others through your words, actions, and faith-filled attitude. When you speak the words, "I am strong," you are not claiming a strength of your own making, but declaring your faith in the power of God within you. Life will never be without trials. There will be moments when you feel weary, when prayers seem unanswered, and when the weight of your struggles makes you question your worth. But in those moments, remember that true strength is not about having control over everything. It's about surrendering everything to the One who holds all things together. When you lean on God, your weakness becomes the very space where His strength is revealed. Each day brings challenges that test your patience, courage, and faith. Yet when you begin your morning saying, "I am strong," you remind yourself that you are not fighting your battles alone. God's Spirit moves within you, renewing your strength like an eagle's wings. You may stumble, but His grace lifts you back up. You may be tired, but His presence revives your heart. Even in silence and waiting, you are being strengthened from the inside out. This line helps you face the day with confidence and peace. It teaches you that strength is not measured by physical power or success but by resilience, endurance, and unwavering faith. To say, "I am strong," is to declare that no trial will define you, no failure will destroy you, and no fear will hold you captive. You can rise again because Christ lives in you. Each time you speak these words, you are affirming that your courage is built on divine promises. So when life challenges you, stand firm, breathe deeply, and whisper again to your soul, "I am strong, for the Lord is my strength, and He will carry me through." When you tell yourself, "I am loved," you are reminding your soul of the most powerful truth in existence, that God's love for you is unconditional and everlasting. This love is not earned by your deeds or lost by your mistakes. It was there before you were born and will remain long after everything else fades. To know that you are loved by God is to stand on unshakable ground, no matter how stormy life becomes. His love is the foundation that keeps you steady when the world's approval disappears. Each morning when you whisper, "I am loved," you are declaring victory over loneliness, rejection, and fear. You are telling yourself that even when people fail to see your worth, God never does. His love embraces you in moments of joy and in moments of pain. It reaches into the deepest corners of your heart where no one else can go. It heals what is broken, restores what is lost, and gives meaning to every season of your life. When you live from the awareness of being loved, your heart changes. You begin to see others through the same lens of compassion and mercy. Instead of reacting with anger, you learn to respond with patience. Instead of holding grudges, you learn to forgive. God's love becomes your strength to love others even when it is difficult. Saying, "I am loved," each morning is like wrapping your spirit in divine protection. It reminds you that you are never truly alone. Every breath you take, every sunrise you see, is a sign that His love continues to surround you. So walk through your day with this truth in your heart. You are deeply, completely, and eternally loved by God. When you begin your morning by saying, "I am guided," you are acknowledging that you are not walking through life on your own. You are surrendering your plans, your worries, and your choices to the divine wisdom of God, who knows what is best for you even when you do not understand His ways. Every day, He gently leads you through the voice of His Spirit, through the quiet whispers in prayer, and through the lessons hidden in your experiences. To say, "I am guided," is to trust that even when the path seems unclear, God's light will shine just enough for your next step. There will be times when life feels uncertain, when decisions weigh heavily on your heart and you don't know which way to turn. In those moments, remember that God never abandons His children. His guidance may not always come as a loud voice or a clear sign, but often as a quiet peace that settles in your soul when you choose to listen. Sometimes He guides through closed doors, teaching you patience and faith, other times through open ones, inviting you into new beginnings you never imagined. When you affirm, "I am guided," you learn to move through your day with calm assurance. You stop relying solely on your own understanding and begin to rest in God's direction. It transforms anxiety into trust, confusion into clarity, and fear into faith. You start to notice divine timing, how things fall into place, how prayers are answered in unexpected ways, and how every detour has a purpose. Saying, "I am guided," is more than a phrase, it is a declaration of faith that God's hand is upon your life, leading you toward peace, purpose, and fulfillment with every step you take. When you say to yourself, "I am enough," you are embracing the truth that God created you with purpose, intention, and love. In a world that constantly tells you to do more, have more, and be more, this simple line becomes a sacred reminder that your worth is not measured by your achievements or the opinions of others. You are not defined by your past mistakes or by the things you have yet to accomplish. You are enough because you are made in the image and likeness of God, and His Spirit lives within you. Every morning when you declare, "I am enough," you silence the voice of comparison and self-doubt that often tries to steal your peace. You begin to see yourself through God's eyes, as someone precious, capable, and deeply loved. It doesn't mean you stop growing or improving, it means you no longer strive from a place of emptiness but from fullness. You begin to live with gratitude instead of guilt, confidence instead of fear, and peace instead of pressure. To believe you are enough is also to honor the life God has given you. It helps you accept your strengths and your flaws with grace, knowing that both serve a purpose in His plan. When you stop chasing perfection, you make space for authenticity, for genuine joy, compassion, and connection with others. You learn to rest in God's presence, trusting that who you are today is exactly where He wants you to be. Saying, "I am enough," each morning frees your heart from the weight of comparison and helps you walk in quiet confidence. You can face the day with peace, knowing that in God's eyes you lack nothing, for His grace completes all that you are and all that you will become. When you tell yourself each morning, "I will live with purpose," you awaken the deepest part of your soul to the calling God has placed within you. Life is not meant to be lived by chance or routine, it is meant to be lived with meaning. Every sunrise is a fresh invitation from God to make this day count, to use your words, your actions, and your presence to bring light into the world. Living with purpose doesn't always mean doing grand things, sometimes it means doing small things with great love. It is choosing kindness when you could choose anger, forgiveness when you could hold a grudge, and faith when you could give in to fear. When you remind yourself, "I will live with purpose," you align your heart with God's divine plan. You begin to see that every moment, even the ordinary ones, carries an opportunity to serve, to grow, and to bless others. Purpose gives direction to your thoughts and strength to your spirit. It helps you rise above distractions and focus on what truly matters. You stop asking, "What do I want from life?" and begin asking, "What does God want from me today?" That shift transforms everything. Living with purpose also means embracing responsibility for your gifts and your time. God has placed talents and opportunities in your hands not for your glory but for His. Each act of love, each word of encouragement, each step of faith becomes a reflection of His goodness. So, every morning when you declare, "I will live with purpose," let it remind you that your life is not accidental. You are here for a reason. To love, to serve, to shine, and to live each day as a beautiful offering to the One who created you.